What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? We're gonna go ahead and jump into this. I'm not even gonna do the whole music intro because we are late and it is my fault. Y'all, let me know when you're ready. Thumbs up in the back when you're ready, babe. All right. We are being joined today by my man Yocrates. Once again, before I jump into it, let's get the advertisements and such out the way. Make sure that you join myself and Yocrates every Monday over on Scotty by Nature's channel in the Whether You Like It or Not panel. Let me tell you something. You don't know what you are missing if you are not tuned in. Every week, it is a new adventure. Every week, it is a new adventure. So even if you don't watch The Real Housewives of Potomac, it is a good time had by all. Okay. So thank you so much. I did invite Josiah, but he had something to do after work. But Josiah will probably be here. Hopefully we can get him on here next week. He's on the Whether You Like It or Not panel, and he watches the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and he has some things he wanted to say. But he has the link. If he can make it through, he'll try to pop his head in. Make sure you're getting all your Avon needs taken care of. I don't think I have a mod in the chat right now, but when they get here, they'll drop it. Hey, everybody in the room. I'm going to say my hellos, and then we're going to get this party started. La Queen, who was here on time waiting for me. Thank you, baby. Mwah. Nico, what's up? My members in the house. Natalia, Auntie Natalia, who was in my DMs. Like, girl, I know you saw it. We're going to talk about it, okay? Stacy Robinson, Sims Overdose. Tracy, another member. Hey, babe, is here. The way you wanted to jump into Sutton's body and read Erica. Okay. Lauren, hey, what's up, channel? Hey, more members here. Hey, Cameron, how you doing, babes? So, y'all, how you doing today, sir?
I am doing fantastic. That little cold that I caught over the weekend. So, for y'all who don't know, I played Pokemon Go. It was Eevee Community Day weekend. One of our friends he had it way worse. Both me and my friend Bernie, I'm catching it. For me, it was just a sore throat, but I literally put myself full of so much vitamin C between apple juice and orange juice and daytime, nighttime cold medicine. I am feeling fantastic. Back to being my normal self.
Uh-oh. All right. What's up, little baby? Is in the house.
What's goody? What's
Uh-oh.
goody? What's goody?
What's up, little baby? Listen.
Uh-oh.
Right. How you doing today, little baby, before we jump into this episode? How you doing today and all that good stuff?
I am fantastic. I am still high off of this episode.
Listen. Listen. Let me say this. Okay, so before we jump into this whole episode, all I want to say is, what's up, Ebs? How you doing, babes? Hey, Miss Bay Thing. Hey. Little baby has joined us. In case, let me take this banner down so y'all can see everybody's name. Just in case y'all didn't realize that is Lil Baby in the house. So listen, before we get into this episode, can I said last week that Sutton was the MVP. Can I say that? Can we agree that she carried her banner over into this week and brought Garcelle with her? Can we say this before Garcelle?
The Jordan and Pippen.
Okay, and it looks like from next week's previews, it looks like Garcelle gonna be the MVP of next week's episode. But we'll get to that next week, honey. So
Well, see,
go ahead.
I feel that we are going to drag Dorit for 2 weeks straight. Because
AKA,
absolutely.
Josiah will call her Dorito.
Chip House.
but
It's Chip House.
But how are you gonna sit here? But you gonna sit here and say something along the lines to whoever she was talking to, how Garcelle, I guess, didn't have a spine or whatever. How you gonna say that next week when in the moment when you were supposed to show up, you had cotton mouth? Like, I'm sorry. Let's just go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, my thing is this. I'm mad that we're gonna get there in a second, but I'm mad that Dorit said when they asked who else spoke to a lawyer, she said, "Well, I spoke to someone." Why she try to act like PK was her lawyer and Boy George? Ma'am, you talk to your husband and Boy George. That is not a lawyer. I'm sorry. The two of them together don't make one. Okay. But anyway, so let's start. Listen, let's go ahead and get the let's get the boring stuff out of the way. And the only reason why I'm going to even mention it is because I've had this in my family, and so I understand the praise report. We see a home moment with Garcelle where she is, because it's the holidays. This is around Christmas time when this is all going down. This episode, and we see Garcelle with her family. She made traditional Haitian food. First of all, let me put a pin in that. You guys, please let's pray for Haiti. They can't catch a break. They had a serious earthquake over the weekend, and then they had a uh, hurricane right behind it. The last count I saw,
Oh,
there are 1,900 people reported dead in Haiti right now, and we're not even done going through. So please pray for Haiti. If you know of any local organizations in your area that's collecting money or supplies, if you can spare it, please find it in your heart to do that. I know Kempire Daily is doing a fundraiser on his channel tomorrow. He's doing all hot topics, and all the money collected tomorrow will be going to I think it's called Help for Haiti. But if you want to just do something on your own, but please do. All right. But we know Garcelle is from Haiti, so it was traditional Haitian food that she um, had. And we hear a little bit more about her son. And she's shared with us in the past about her son's battle with drug addiction. But he is clean now. He seems to be doing really well. He has a son of his own, and he has found, it looks like he's found himself a good woman who um who is helping him. Sometimes that's all you need. Like, all the rehab in the world can't replace the love of a good woman or a good man. Sometimes it's what you need to get yourself together. So I just want to give a shout out for that. Anybody want to add to that? 'Cause we're just gonna go ahead and get that out the way, because the rest of the episode is bullshit. So if anybody wanted to
it
share
was a
that or have
nice,
anything
good,
to
warm,
add,
fluffy scene.
say that again.
I said it was a nice, good, warm, fluffy scene.
Yeah, it was. It was. And so, but I mean, I'm glad they kept it in there in the middle of all of the hoo ha, hoo rah rah. Yeah, anything you want to add to that? Yeah, I feel like y'all stepped away. So, what's up, Star?
It was just a beautiful scene. I enjoyed it, and that was what?
Uh-oh. Yeah, your sound is messing up,
No, I'm
babe.
here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, but you were going in and out. Say something now.
Gosh darn it. Is it just come
Okay.
out and come back?
It sounded like you be oh, well, now it sounded like he was better. Okay, he'll be back. All right, so let's get to the hoorah and the hula la and the what to and why to. So we start this episode off. Honey Sutton has called a meeting. Okay, Miss
And she
Sutton
has
said,
notes.
"Oh yes, oh, and she has notes." Miss Sutton has called a meeting. She said, "I do not want Erica at this meeting because we have some things we need to discuss." So everyone is at the meeting except for Erica and Kathy Hilton. Okay, hey Raquel, how you doing? So first of all, what did you think about Sutton calling this meeting? Like, how did you feel about that?
Sutton was right.
Oh, absolutely.
Everything. Sutton is absolutely and completely, utterly right. This is a serious situation that could escalate to criminal charges, and they don't know if at any moment they could possibly be subpoenaed to come in and give a deposition, testify. They don't know what the hell could possibly happen to them. And on top of that, as Sutton brought up, she is well connected in certain social circles that require you to have a pristine background. It's one thing to say you can stand next to someone who clicks her kitty with some other woman. It's another to say I stand next to someone who steals money from orphans and widows and burn victims and cancer patients. That's a horse of another color.
And then, again, what people have to understand about Sutton, what we know about Sutton is very old fashioned. She is very Southern Belle like, and she is very, very much about the company you keep. I mean,
Absolutely.
let's not act like we don't know who Sutton is. You don't have to. We know who Sutton is. Sutton is very much about appearances and the company that you keep. And Sutton said, "Listen, I sit on the board of ballet companies, and see, I'm on the board of directors for big organizations. Like I have to protect my reputation." Now, what I found it to be interesting, and I was looking at Kempire Daily before I went live, and I did look at Up and Adam earlier, and we're gonna talk about all of that in a moment.
Oh yeah,
But
I was in Up and Adam.
you
I
was in
was
there
there.
too. We'll talk about that. One thing that was brought up that I thought to be very, very interesting was Sutton, I think, knows more than what she's saying. I think she's saying just enough to try to let everybody know how serious this is. But I think that she is also being tactful enough to not say everything she knows. Because when she said that, not only did she speak with the one, she said she read that article 3 times. Let's start at the beginning.
Uh-huh.
Two, she understood what the fuck she was reading because she was talking about Ponzi schemes and everything else. Three, she had talked to an attorney and had 3 pages of notes. So that tells me that whatever that attorney said to her, 3 pages of notes. And
Like she was
four,
reviewing the show.
right. And four, when she said, well, I talked to somebody and a former partner who left the law firm 10 years ago.
And I think that was Keith. Because Keith is yet to be brought up in this.
But okay, but what's important, yes, yeah, I don't know who it is, but what's important to understand is that blows Erica's whole bullshit out the window. And I said this from that very first episode where Erica first started talking about this. I don't know if it was when they were in Palm Springs. I think it was like the second episode when Erica first started talking about this. I said then, y'all can go back and look at my reviews. I said then, Erica is setting up the alibi, and at this point, I don't believe nothing else that's coming out her mouth.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And you know who else I think knows more? Kathy Hilton. Pay attention.
I think Kathy knows more too. Did you wait a minute? Did you catch Kathy when they were asking Erica all them questions, and they said, "I'm sorry, Erica, about all the questions," and Kathy said, "Good practice." I said, "Oh."
Exactly. I said, ma'am, you know something. Remember last episode, she looked dead in that camera and said, I don't know her.
Listen, when they were talking about how long they had known Erica, and Kathy looked up and was like, "I don't know her." Like, just to be clear, I don't know her. Okay. And I think that's what people need to understand too. And I know those of us who are reality fans, we know that not all of these women are friends in real life. We know that when the cameras aren't rolling, half of them do not hang out in real life. And I think Sutton does not hang out with Erica. I think Garcelle does not hang out with Erica. But Dorit and Kyle do. And there's a difference. Right. China White says she feel implicated as a viewer. Okay. Sutton, she would have been a great attorney. Kathy's lawyers told her to shut up. Yeah, because if you notice Kathy did not show up for that meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And notice Kathy didn't say shit at that dinner.
Mm-hmm. But she took a little jab.
And she's been quiet at most of these. She's been quiet at most of these situations. She has said very little. Wealthy people like Kathy do their hey P, what's up, girl? I saw you earlier in Up and Adam too, I believe. Wealthy people like Kathy do their research. They have people who do that for them. Yeah. And Kathy has lawyers. She don't have a lawyer. She has a team of lawyers. And I promise you, the minute this shit hit, I promise you, them lawyers called Kathy into a meeting and said, "Listen, we can either A, get you out of this. We can find a way to get you out of this if you don't want to be connected anymore, or B, just this is how we ask you to move forward." And unlike some people, Kathy gonna listen to her damn attorneys. Kathy said on the after show that she did not speak to a lawyer. I don't believe it.
I don't believe her.
I don't believe it. At the very least, she talked to her husband, and her husband talked to a lawyer.
Well, maybe that was her workaround.
Right. Maybe that was her workaround because I don't believe that. I don't believe just like you heard Kyle trip all over her feet because Kyle even talked to an attorney and Kyle ain't even the smart sister. So if Kyle talked to an attorney, you know Kathy did.
That was a conference call.
I'm sorry. So that first meeting, a couple of things came up in that meeting. One, Dorit was just as disgusted, just as upset, and just as worried as everybody else. Am I the only one that picked up on that?
No, you're not the
I
only one.
picked up on it, and also Miss Kyle, I picked up on it with her. She just playing it a little bit more subtly, but she is just as disgusted.
Did you pick up on Crystal? Crystal said, I was kind of going for it until I read that article and the timeline. See, Crystal dealt with her father had Alzheimer's. So it's kind of like you can't con a con type situation. I went through this in my family. I know what it looks like. I know how it progresses. I know what I know. And so you're not going to play in my face with these fake ass Googled symptoms of what dementia is and think you're going to fool me. I read the article and I understand the timeline. And again, if you don't think that Crystal's husband had a conversation with her, because notice Crystal's quiet as hell too. And remember, Crystal and Kathy are friends in real life as well.
Now, Crystal did sort of kind of mention something in the later scene, but it was a real, put my pinky toe in, and then I'm gonna take my pinky toe out.
Who, Crystal?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Crystal is torn because I think Crystal really likes Erica, but I also think that Crystal is seeing some stuff, and it's kind of like I want to walk the line. I feel like it's like I need to walk this line. That's how I feel that Crystal's doing.
I think Crystal's also upset that this hoe was in her face lying about her man having dementia after he done re-envisioned trying to be a Dukes of Hazzard and flying off a cliff, and then his mistress jumping over the moon. Like, ma'am, you're not gonna do this with me.
Well, I don't know. I have not fact checked this. Somebody said this over on Kempire Daily that the Peach Report posted over on their Instagram. Pasadena Police Department has no record of this car accident.
And I believe it. If someone's going over a cliff, aren't you going to need certain types of vehicles to pull it out? Like somebody had to be called, insurance company, something.
I absolutely believe that because I said that. Remember, I said that at, either last week or the week before last. You are Tom Girardi. Take Erica out of the equation. You are Tom Girardi. There's no way in hell that they showed up behind your house. A car went over a cliff. They had to get you out somehow. You went over a cliff. They had to get you out. Somebody had to be called. They had to get you to the hospital. And there's no record of it. Nobody heard nothing before now. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
And as elderly as he is, they were definitely going to take him to a hospital. Any sort of clotting, any sort of internal bleeding is deadly for anyone at any age. But for his age in particular, it's even worse.
I believe that Tom was in a car accident, but I also believe that they took that as an opportunity to make it bigger than what it was. I believe he was in a car accident, but I think that they're now going back and trying to figure out how they can connect dots. And again, you playing games with me. You playing with my intelligence. Erica's not going to admit to anything, so I don't know what they expect from her. You really think she's going to say exactly? And that's why, again, that whole conversation, we're going to get to that, but that whole conversation at the table was unnecessary because she would be a fool to admit to anything. And that's what they even said. They said, well, she can't answer those questions. So I don't even know why we're having the conversation. Sutton was really just trying to let y'all know, listen, I talked to an attorney. This is what my attorney said. Y'all can act accordingly, but if I were you, this is what I would do. That's really what Sutton was doing. Sutton wasn't trying to turn this into no whole, because she know, like, what is she supposed to, she know Erica ain't going to say shit.
And let me get on Renna's ass in this whole, she cares about her reputation. Yes, bitch, she cares about her reputation. She ain't like you who could give a damn if they 19-year-old daughter is hunching on a 40-year-old man for clout.
Mm,
She is
mm,
not that type.
mm.
She has some standards. So yes, reputation matters here, ma'am. We care.
Well, to piggyback on the Lisa Rinna thing, not necessarily the role that you went down, but I just find it to be funny that she wants to make a comment more or less in her confessional about, forget your reputation, your friend is here hurting. Well, first and foremost, she's only known Erica between what, 2 and 3 years, maybe four max. Not really a friendship. These are co-workers, but at the same exact time, how dare you sit here and talk about your friend hurting when you sold your friend up the river because you didn't have a fucking storyline
Hello?
last season. And
Hello?
and and the thing
Your friend
and
of
when
20 some odd years.
yes, compared to what, 5 years with Erica, like obviously Erica has something on her, but you were more concerned with kitty clicking last season, but you don't care about somebody taking money from the poor, the widow, the orphan, the people who have been tossed to the side. Like, oh, you got me fucked up, Lisa Rinna. You really do. And I'm just
And the
waiting for
fact
somebody to
that,
hold her to the fire.
but here's what I find interesting, and we're gonna get to well, we're gonna wrap this first scene up, and then we're gonna jump to the dinner in a second. But because I know we all over the place, but y'all saw the episode, it's an all over the place kind of situation. But the what I thought was interesting was um you were in Denise's face last season. You
Mhm,
coming for
mhm,
something this season, but you giving Erica a pass. Now,
mhm,
it's starting to make it seem like there may be some legitimacy to the accusations that Erica took some of that money and invested in your business.
And that's why
mhm.
Sutton is like, I want to distance myself. I don't want nobody prying into me.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens when you get too close to people who have very questionable morality. People start prying into you. You are the company you keep.
Okay. So that was the first. Okay, so that was the first scene. So basically, what the takeaways from the first scene is that Sutton said, "Listen, I don't want no parts of this. I don't want to film with Erica. I don't want my name associated with Erica." I talked to a lawyer. A lawyer said this is bad and it's going to get worse before it gets any better. I just want to let you hoes know, y'all can act accordingly. Everybody seemed to be in agreement. And I knew they was gonna throw Sutton ass under the bus when they said, "Well, if Erica walked to the door right now, would you still say it?" And Sutton was like, "Yeah." Now the
Okay,
reality
now
is,
wait,
go ahead.
that was her friend that asked that, but I think that was Garcelle just trying to make sure, like, are you really willing to go down this road? Because I think she knew that the other ladies would try to sit here and throw her under. I think that's why Garcelle brought that up. Like, are you sure? So yeah.
Right. So that was the first scene. So then we have the dinner over to Kyle's house. They're having Christmas dinner for the ladies to all come together, and everyone is there, including somebody that ain't nobody invite. Well, technically, Kyle did. But who asked for Teddy? I didn't ask
Kyle asked for
Nobody.
Teddy. Kyle, come here, Kyle. Come
Oh.
here. Teddy found out she was fired along with the rest of us for a damn reason. We don't want her. We don't care. And she was in this scene squawking, and we still don't care.
Listen, I still forgot her ass was there. So that lets you know the only reason why I remembered that she was there is when she started defending Erica. Girl, if you don't go sit all the way down, go sit all the way down. Anyway, right, exactly, Cameron. Who let Teddy in? But that's Kyle trying to help her friend out, trying to get her friend back on the show. We don't want it. It ain't gonna happen. Let it go. So the ladies all show up one by one. Dorit couldn't figure out how to open up the door. Dorit, are you that fucking stupid? Because everybody else got,
Hmm.
including Kathy Hilton, with no problem. And I ain't saying Kathy's dumb. I'm just saying if anybody was gonna have a dumb blonde moment, it would be Kathy Hilton. Dorit, how dumb are you? Did y'all see her standing there trying to open up that damn door?
I mean, I was surprised. Like, you ain't trying to ring the doorbell. You ain't.
Right, she was just like, guys. I'm like, I know Kyle got a doorbell on that guest cottage that looked like somebody's house. Because y'all do realize that that's her guest cottage, right? Y'all realize that's not her main house.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. No, I just want to in case y'all didn't know, in case the people in the room don't know, that is not Kyle's house, you guys. That is the guest cottage. When Kyle be inviting them people to her house, they don't be in the main house, honey.
I mean, I wouldn't let them either.
Oh no, if I had a guest cottage, that's where they would be. Hell, if I just had a backyard deck, that is where they would be. Notice when Crystal had them over her house, that's where they were. They made them wontons and then they went outside and ate that dessert, honey. Crystal said, no ma'am. No ma'am. Now, when I first saw this episode, I thought this was another attempt to try to make Erica look pathetic and destitute. But then after watching Up and Adam and listening to Kempire, they're saying that they feel like Erica was tipped off about this whole conversation that had already taken place. Why did Erica show up in her car and drive and nobody else drove? You know damn well that the show provides the car service. They don't pay for them Ubers.
Wait, no.
Car service. So
two
why
reasons.
Okay, tell it.
It's two reasons. Reason number one is like I said, we know because we watch a lot of reality television, but for those who don't know, it lends to the lens of, oh, well, I don't have the money for someone to drive me here, so I have to drive myself. And then the other thing is, she don't want to Karen Huger herself, where you get so motherfucking drunk in front of these damn people to where you start telling the real business instead of the lies that you've been sitting here perpetrating. That's why she drove herself.
And you notice she didn't drink, and she made a big deal to say that she wasn't drinking. I'll just take a Coke.
I think she was told ahead of time that meeting happened, and she was on guard.
Yeah, I didn't think about it when I watched the episode last night, but after it was said, I absolutely was like, yeah, there's no way in the world that Lisa Rinna did not call her.
Of course she did.
Too. And probably Kyle too, but there's no way in the world Lisa Rinna did not call her and tell her what she was walking into. Yeah, Teddy was absolutely unnecessary. I mean,
now look, I'm gonna be honest. Though I don't like this heifer, and I will take Teddy over her. We could have had Brandy, and you know I can't stand Brandy.
Oh no, I don't want no parts of nobody. No. No Brandy. No. Mm-mm. So they're there. Kyle cooked the dinner. And it was buffet style, which I found to be interesting. That's not like the Housewives that have a buffet style situation. And you can't say it's COVID because it would have been more sanitary for them to have a sit-down meal than to be at the damn buffet sharing each other's drinks. So I don't know what that was about. And it's not like she didn't have people helping her in the kitchen because she absolutely did. So I don't know. I know that's a small thing, but again, we look at Beverly Hills for the glitz and the glamour. So not really sure what that was about that they did a buffet style. I don't know. Yes, because she hugged everybody except for Garcelle and Sutton. Well, I know she didn't speak to Sutton. I mean, Garcelle. She absolutely didn't speak to Garcelle. And she didn't hug Sutton either. So no sooner do we sit out at dinner. Who brought it up, y'all? I don't even remember. Who brought it up? Was it Lisa Rinna? Who brought it up?
Oh, I don't remember.
I think Sutton started asking questions. And then, you know what it was? Sutton started asking questions. And Dorit actually told on herself. Because Dorit said, well, that wasn't what you said the other day. And Erica was like, the other day? So y'all been talking about me? Dorit actually told on herself. Now, like I said, I believe Erica knew. But Dorit told on herself because Dorit was the one that mentioned the meeting the other day. Wasn't it Dorit? Somebody's saying Rinna. Was it Rinna?
I don't remember specifically who started.
No, it's okay because I don't remember either. Because y'all know for me, Those ain't the details that's important, honestly. But it was because you knew it was coming up. I mean, that was the whole purpose of having that damn dinner there was for them to talk about.
But see, the other thing is, but Dorit, she told her herself, and in the process, she then went and threw Sutton smooth under the bus. She was like, because
Oh,
Sutton had us all come together. Which is that important? Yes, but did you have to reveal that? No, you didn't. But you did it on purpose because you knew you was about to catch some heat, so you wanted to deflect it all the way the fuck over there. I was not here for that.
oh,
I'm not gonna do it.
listen, we knew they was gonna throw Sutton under the bus. We absolutely knew Sutton gave them the perfect um they Sutton gave them the perfect what's the word cover because Sutton is saying what all of them want to say, but they can now throw Sutton under the bus because they don't really rock with Sutton anyway.
But
They really
see,
don't.
but I'm upset with Sutton because I just need for you to be able to
Oh, Erica started her
stand,
show. Okay.
but stand in your shit without needing other people because you kind of see that she wanted everybody to join in so she could be comfortable with it. And that's why she was looking at everybody. Look, I'm one of those where I don't need you to get this shit started. I get this shit started myself. I can be out there by myself, like, okay, cool, yeah, okay, enemy number one. And I didn't even got to throw nobody else under the bus, but that just kind of upset me a little bit. And I do understand that when she said, because she was trying to like pacify Erica just a little bit in the very beginning, because she was like, well, she's still hurting. So I'm not gonna sit here and throw a bag of dimes at her, like, I'm gonna try to ease it on it. I wouldn't give a fuck.
Well, let me
I
tell
wouldn't
you
give
what
a
my
fuck.
favorite. Let me tell you what my favorite part of this dinner was when Dorit was trying to backpedal and pussy pop, and Garcelle hit her with the. That's not what you said the other day, though.
Baby.
I was here
But that's
for
and look, and Garcelle
Garcelle.
said it again. Like just in case you didn't hear me, let me say it one more
Right.
time.
But
That's not what you said the other day, though.
did you see the look that she gave Garcelle? Like that upset me. Like, why are you so mad at Garcelle? For some
Right.
shit you said.
But that's how I know that Garcelle and Sutton are friends in real life because Garcelle has Sutton's back.
Hmm.
And that's how you know that they're friends in real life. They're friends in real life. And I believe that Sutton and Garcelle had a conversation too. Sutton is not that naive to know that she was gonna walk into that meeting with that dinner with Erica and it wasn't gonna come up. She's not that naive, but I think that she thought they were gonna have more of her back, which I don't know why, but I think she did. Um,
Well, she was just hoping that everyone would have been woman enough to say
on their
what they
part.
said the other
Yeah.
night.
Right. And I think that's all Sutton wanted was, listen, I'll accept what I said, but if everybody would just be woman enough to accept what they said.
Now,
And
I will say,
here's the
oh,
thing
go ahead,
that
little
pisses
baby.
me off about that. This is being filmed. So y'all can sit up here and lie Erica face for now all you want. She
She
gonna see
goes,
it.
yup, yup. Because the
She
only
gonna
person
see
that
that
has an
all of
alibi
y'all
is
are
Rena.
basically slapping five with Sutton. She gonna see that.
Well, that's why Erica has started to talk a little bit of shit now about her castmates over onto the Twitter because she is seeing it now. And it's not what they said it was. You know what I'm saying? She is
Now,
really went down.
I will say this. One thing I will give Sutton, because she won me back over this episode, is she was one of those slow grind type of people where she started off real soft and slow, but as that thing, it was like a snowball effect. Like she wasn't even backing down. She was like, "Well, there's a $20 million issue." I'm like, "Oh shit!" Oh, I was like, "Oh shit! Come on, pull it."
And listen, I give Sutton credit because Sutton absolutely said what needed to be said. Sutton was like, but it really doesn't matter whether you knew or not, though, right? You like it's your company. She was like, so you just signed the papers, the tax returns, just and Erica was like, she said, you never asked to see the books. I did ask to see the books. Oh, but you were okay with not seeing the book. Like, I mean, Sutton, I give Sutton credit. She did not let up. She did not let Erica's look. She didn't let Erica's calm. She didn't back down. Now, everybody was softer with Erica in the room, and I'm okay with that. But Garcelle and Sutton didn't bite their words, though.
And I was here for all of it.
Um, So Erica was like, so everybody talked to an attorney. Why everybody act like they hadn't talked to an attorney? And that's when damn Dorit gonna talk about some. I mean, I talked this. I did. No, you didn't. You talked to PK and Boy George. At least on camera. Let me say that. At least on camera. Remember Kyle
The
said that
legal
he
stuff
talked
that
to an
all
attorney.
those women are in, they would be foolish to not consult with an attorney about this
Listen,
situation. Like, come on.
they talked
Come
to an
on.
attorney before that article hit. I damn sure know they talked to an attorney after the article hit. Sutton said, and then Lisa Rinna gonna say, so you're just worried about your reputation. Sutton was like, I am.
Yeah,
I am.
I care more about me than I do her, and I was here for the honesty of that too.
Right. And again, Erica, we're not friends. We are co-workers. Let's be clear. We are co-workers. We are not friends. Oh, who do we lose? Little baby.
I think so.
Oh, okay. We lost little baby. Okay. She'll be back. I mean, if she can come back, she'll be back. There she goes. There she goes. She's coming back in now.
But
It is. So then they started talking about this timeline. And they were talking about the New York Times article, and all Erica could say was, well, that's when I started noticing it. So you didn't notice nothing was off with your husband prior to 3 years ago. Nothing.
and I'm so happy Sutton is what has been like me and so many other people quit with the 3-year bullshit. This man has had over 150 complaints to the California bar for decades. Stop the 3-year crap. And that is another reason why people don't really have sympathy for Erica, because you coming across like you helping set up his alibi.
She is. She is. I mean, Garcelle even said like there is no anger towards him. Like we saw a glimpse of it early in the season, but it's not there. And every time she talks, she's trying to build his case.
Well, the only anger that she has is the fact that I think the only anger that she even had was was over money. I don't think it was ever over this situation. Listen, let me say this. This is me. This is 100% me. This is really BTV's opinion. This does not reflect the opinion of Yaka or Lil Baby. This is my opinion. I absolutely believe that this was a conversation that Erica sat down with Tom and his attorneys. I believe that this was a scheme set up by Todd. I believe that they
Don't bring Todd to this now.
I don't think Todd is this diabolical.
I believe they absolutely saw this coming. I believe that this was the plan. I think that there have been some monkey wrenches thrown into the plan. And I absolutely believe that Erica got money hidden. I believe Tom got money hidden, and they know about it. I don't believe for one second. I don't believe for 1 second that Erica didn't know what was going on. I'm not. When I say that, I mean I'm talking about as far as what was coming down the pike. I don't believe that Erica knew all of Tom's shady dealings. I think as long as the credit card didn't get declined, she didn't give a fuck. But I do believe that a conversation was had last year saying, listen, this is what's about to happen, and this is how we need you to play your part in this. I don't believe for 1 second that Erica just had an epiphany that she was done with Tom just coincidentally 2 months before the fucking ceiling was about to fall out of his whole life. I don't believe that. You've been around all this time. And again, I keep saying, without a prenup, if life was so hard, if he was cheating on you so bad, he was treating you so horrible and disrespecting you and all this other things, you didn't have a prenup, ma'am. You had no financial reason to stick around with this man. You had no emotional reason if he treated you so badly. This 90-year-old man, you didn't have no reason to still be there. So I don't believe that it was coincidence that you just got to your breaking point right around the same time as the money ran out. I don't believe it. And I don't believe money ran out. But that's just, again, that's my opinion.
And it also contradicts her whole entire statement of, I was going to hold that man's hand until he died. Well, ma'am, this man is sick and you left. So you really look like an asshole.
Right.
You don't help your case none either. You look like the woman who was only there for the ride as long as the money was there.
Exactly. And that's the other thing. that's the other thing that they brought up. Well, we know Crystal wasn't buying the dementia timeline, but the other thing they brought up, oh shit, while I was going on my rant, I remembered it. Damn it. What did I say I was going on my little rant. What did I say? Damn, I remember now. About Erica and Tom and this being a scheme set up by Todd. It was something I said. It was something else that Sutton brought up, which was a good point, and I don't remember it now. Damn it, y'all. I should have stopped while I was going off because then I would have remembered it.
Was it the money? About her not knowing the money, the LLC, about the deposits?
Well, yeah, Sutton got on her about that, about the LLC and all of that stuff. Because we're going to switch gears in a minute and talk about the Up and Adam. But I want to finish up. Damn, it was something else. Damn it. Y'all go ahead. I'm going to try to remember what it was. Anything y'all want to add? It might help trigger what I was going to say. Yocrates, anything you want to add from that conversation at the dinner with Erica? Garcelle, go ahead. I remember now. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go. Before you lose again, go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, when Garcelle was like, fuck Tom. Because that's the first time we ever saw Erica say anything about Erica and we heard Erica say anything about the victims. That was the first time we saw the victims ever even mentioned, was when Garcelle brought up the story of her sister and how they had to wait for the money because of the lawyer. And she was like, so if this is true, fuck Tom. Did y'all see the look on Erica's face?
No, did you see the look on everybody's face?
Child, she said, fuck Tom.
That's because everyone is worried about is how much money Erica's going to get when this all boils down. That's all they caring about and looking to.
Well, if everything is everything, it ain't no money, not legally. Erica, they're going to get the money that they got hidden in the Cayman Islands, but ain't no money to get on this side of the world. Ain't no money on this side to get. Was it the affair? No, it wasn't the affair. It was something. It was something else, though. It wasn't the Garcelle. I just remembered that part. It was something else. It was something else that Sutton said. It was something else that Sutton said about.
I do want to say that if we ever wondered why Sutton got her, I think they have the diamond or whatever. It was this right here. This right here is what solidified, because she was a friend of the show last season.
Right. She got demoted last season.
But she got full time this season. Look, these last 2 episodes was it right there.
Listen, did you notice that Sutton said one of the people that she called was her ex-husband?
Yeah, and I was going to bring that up. I think, again, Sutton rolls in very elite circles. She not only sits on boards, but she is known as an elite party planner. She actually is ranked higher than the Obamas for party planning. So she rolls with some heavy hitters. I would not doubt that her husband knows Tom in some capacity. And again, there have been whispers around Beverly Hills for years that Tom Girardi is broke. And somehow Erica was oblivious to them, but everybody else around them knew some shifty mess was going on. So I don't doubt that Sutton's husband has a lot of information that the other women don't have and fed it to Sutton. And that is why Sutton came back to that meeting with 3 pages of notes. I'm pretty sure they were annotated. I'm pretty sure they were in MLA style. She was like, listen, this is something serious. And like she said, these aren't white collar crimes. We're not talking about someone doing insider trading, i.e. giving someone a hookup. We're not talking about someone embezzling. We're talking, there are victims involved in this.
Yeah.
Real people.
Yeah, absolutely. When Garcelle said that Erica looked disgusted, so she had to play it off. Yeah. Oh, Erica was not happy about that at all.
But you know what? On some real shit, though, I am so happy that Garcelle played her hand the way that she did. I'm glad she saved her sister, her sister's story, for when Erica was in front of her and not when they all met up before. Because it has a different effect. Because had she shared it before, Lisa would have gave her a tip. I'm like, yeah, because she mentioned this. So you have no choice but to confront. And because she has a personal tie to it, And then also, and then you came at Garcelle's next the episode before. Oh yeah, it's fuck Eric all day from Garcelle.
Listen, when she said Ruth Madoff don't have no friends, he was like, listen. She said Ruth Madoff don't have no friends for a reason. Excuse me, don't nobody want to be connected to that Ponzi scheme. Nobody wants to be connected to that shit. Listen, Sutton told no lies. The rest of those ladies are trying to play nice, but Sutton told no lies. And I can appreciate the fact, one, that Sutton said, I'm going to earn my goddamn paycheck. But two, I can appreciate the fact that Sutton was like, listen, I'm going to say what the rest of y'all don't want to say, and that is fine. But if I got to be the sacrificial lamb, then I'll be the sacrificial lamb. But let's be clear, ma'am, your husband did some dirty shit. And it didn't start 3 years ago. But I believe 100% that Erica did not care where the money came from. I don't believe she cared.
I also want to make mention before I forget. I also want to give Sutton kudos for addressing Dorito in the moment, like right after that shit wrapped up. Like I feel like you threw me under the bus. Like I'm glad she ain't wait. She ain't give her a day or two to get her thoughts together. Like I'm like, okay, all right. I like you again, Sutton.
And she did throw under the bus because Dorit wants to play nice. Can you imagine, y'all?
The
Can
chip
y'all
heifer
imagine
and that blank stare burns me up.
what happened?
The chip heifer and her blank stare burns me up.
Listen, can y'all imagine if Lisa Vanderpump had been at that table?
Can you imagine if Camille Grammer had been there?
Ooh,
Oh,
yes,
oh,
Camille,
it'd have been a fight.
yes.
It'd have been a fight. Because y'all know Camille don't have no cut card. Sutton was trying to be somewhat polite about it, but Camille don't have no cut card.
She ain't got no coup.
Y'all. And when Erica sat there with a straight damn face and said, I mean, he said there was 60 to 80 million dollars cash. I want to know where it went. Bitch, are you kidding me? Miss, I have my glam squad costs $40,000 a month. I have 2 private jets. I've got a brand new Lamborghini every season. I've got a Cartier ring that costs 750,000. Like, are you serious right now? When you say you want to know where the money went, bitch, we can look at the show and see where the money went.
Hmm.
Erica did look like she took a Xanax before that. I'm so sick that they're letting her get away with this because of her cold attitude. So when she says things, everyone is praising her because she never speaks her business.
I think Garcelle is just letting it slide for right now because of how everything just went, and I guess she probably didn't want to really go after her because of how the last episode was. Last episode, yeah, I think the last episode played. Because other than that, I don't think Garcelle really would give a fuck. But I like how Garcelle, and we already said about how she shaped it, where she said the victims matter. And then Kathy came right behind her and said, yes, the victims are hers. And also when Garcelle told her, oh, you will be okay. I was like, when I tell y'all, I was like, that
Right,
shit's so damn funny.
right, yeah, right. Kiki said, where are Erica's other friends? She better find them too. What are you over there doing, y'all?
I'm just over here trying to make me a little snack.
Not trying to make me a little snack.
That's just a little bit of a snack. That's it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so all right, so I'm sure there's gonna be some other stuff, but I think we got the gist of it. So today over on Up and Adam, if you guys want to follow all of this stuff, y'all know I've been watching Emily D. Baker and I watch Up and Adam. He gives you a lot of the like legal side of what's going on. Emily D. Baker breaks it all the way down. Um, so they have Ronald Richards on there today, and he's the one that has been tasked to look for the money. And he said something very interesting today that I think is important for everybody to understand. The reality of the situation is, he said, and this is what Sutton said last week, it doesn't matter whether Erica knew or not. She is the sole owner of that LLC where $20 million was funneled into, and it was written up as a loan, which means that she has to pay that $20 million back because it wasn't Tom Girardi's money to give, so he can't forgive the loan. It's ill-gotten gain, and she has to pay it back. So none of whether Erica knew or not even fucking matters as it relates to this money. That's at the very least, Erica got to come up with $20 million at the very least.
And that's another reason why people can't feel sympathy for Erica, because instead of her being like, listen, I want to wash my hands of this shit. Here's the jewels. Here's the whatever. Get this out of my hair. She's being indignant and saying, I earned it. Ma'am, you cannot stake claim to something given to you with stolen money. I cannot give someone something 20 times over with stolen money. It is stolen.
Right.
You got to give it back.
And that's what Sutton tried to tell them last week. Sutton was very clear last week to say, it doesn't matter. Satan himself could have gave her that money. She got to give it back. She is responsible. Because nobody else's name is on that company. It is just her name.
And another thing Ronald brought up in that interview is that the victims can actually sue whomever she paid for services, so they can go after her glam squad if they want, because again, they were paid with stolen money. It wasn't money to give.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So Natalia said, Garcelle, I feel, doesn't want to betray the black girl attitude where Erica can have all these tantrums and don't get called out. But Garcelle, but Dorit gonna call Garcelle a bully. Yeah, I mean, we know that. We know that that's the double standard, and we know that Garcelle has to walk that thin line. And Erica Girardi has been throwing tantrums and being the ice queen since day one. So yeah, we know that. Yeah. Erica has a business manager also, and you're telling me neither of them knew about that 20 million. Well, they knew about the 20 million. They can say that they didn't know that the money was stolen. But what he's saying is it doesn't matter whether they knew or not. It doesn't matter whether they knew the money. That's just like, I'm gonna tell y'all that this is a true story. This is a true story. So my brother lived in Philadelphia. A friend of his, and I promise y'all this is a true story. My brother basically ran a card house. They played cards in my brother's house damn near 24 hours a day. My brother charged, per game. He got his money off the pot, and that's pretty much how my brother made his money. He was on disability, and that's how he made his little side hustle, okay? They played pinochle, they played poker, they played, you name it, they played it at my brother's house, right? Damn near all day, every day, right? One of my brother's friends had robbed a bank. He had literally robbed the bank. And he had a friend of theirs give him, because he didn't have a car. I don't know how you rob a bank and don't have a getaway vehicle, but he didn't have a car. But he told his friend, listen, I got to run in here. I got to run to the bank real quick. Just be out here waiting. We're going to head over they were going over my brother's house when it was over with. The dude went into the bank and robbed the bank. Then he proceeded to go over to my brother's house and play poker with the money that he had robbed from the bank. Now, the FBI did come knocking on my brother's door, looking for old boy. They were just looking for him, though, because they knew, how they, he's friends with so-and-so and so-and-so, that kind of thing. But had the FBI had found out or done any type of research or asked the questions and found out that man was gambling at my brother's house with money he had stolen from the bank, all of them would have been, it would have been a whole situation. And that's a true story. Now, he eventually got caught and went to jail, but he legit, was gambling with stolen money. And that's what Ronald Richards was saying. Listen, it belongs to the victims. You got to give it back.
Okay, I was sure about to ask you, why are you telling this damn story? But you said he got arrested. I'm like, okay, I was
no, this happened. Listen, first of all, my brother ain't even alive no more.
Oh, okay.
And that happened so long ago. But I'm just saying, because that was one of the things when it happened, my brother was like, why the hell would you come to my house? Like, why would you literally leave the bank that you just robbed and come to my damn house? But no, he got caught. But it was hilarious at the time. Anyway, but again, that money, if you can prove that you got that money from him, that money you got to get back. The other thing I thought was interesting was, right. Oh, my brother always got his cut first, Lauren. Absolutely. But the other thing that I found interesting was they have records to show that Erica's remember last week's episode, Erica said she lived off of credit cards. That's why she didn't have a debit card. That's why she didn't have a bank account, because she lived off of credit cards. And as long as the credit card cleared, that's it. That's all. He said that he has records that shows $14 million on Erica's American Express card that went to different vendors. That's her glam squad. That's, wherever she went shopping. That's,
Uber.
this, that, the other. $14 million?
I believe it. Yeah.
No, I believe it. But what I'm saying is, so when Erica sits at that table and says, I wish I knew where the money went. Bitch, what do you mean? You spent it. Hey, Trey Leche, you spent the money. Like I mean, when she sat there with a straight face and said, "I wish I knew where the money went." Girl. Anyway.
Yeah, she going up under the jail.
And also, he mentioned something in that interview. Remember, Erica always liked to claim she didn't have no knowledge of his cases and whoopty 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 woo. Well, this is something I did not pick up on, but he picked up on it. She said last night that the case that they were talking about was from 10 years ago, and now they just coming to collect money. Ma'am, I thought you ain't know what was going on. I thought you were always in the dark.
Well, I mean, as much as it's been in the paper, I mean, she still knows now, girl. She accumulated that amount over how long of a time frame? I don't know. But I'm assuming, and again, this is just me assuming, I'm assuming from the point where Tom gave $20 million to her company, or loaned $20 million to her company.
And again, going back to reputation, and you are the company you keep, because Renna is playing it so close to Erica. Everyone is looking like, well, Heifer, what the hell does she have into you?
Yeah. It's something.
And as a result, they're not looking into Renna. And that's why Sutton is like, no, let me back out. Let me distance myself.
There's something. Because the way you go at everybody else, and now you are just Erica's biggest cheerleader. It's something. It's something.
I can't wait for it all to come out. we gonna have a good old time over here just laughing.
That reunion is going to be a knockout, drag out fight. Because one thing about it, Dorit has been saying Garcelle is the fakest one on the cast, although the Chip Heifer has been belly flopping and doing the WAP and all other sorts of dances around her allegiance to Erica. She know damn well she don't want to touch that woman with a 10-foot pole, but they sitting in her face lying, and it goes back to the whole, well, why wouldn't she tell us she was going through this? Why wouldn't she come to us? Erica don't trust y'all like that.
Because I have her real friends.
Exactly. If a friend of mine is about to divorce, they're going to come to me and tell me my husband ain't shit. I'm about to leave him. And if she's in some legal situation of this magnitude, she may not tell me anything. She's going to be like, listen, girl, some shit really about to happen, and I got to get out of Dodge. Just be on the lookout. They got no heads up. They got none of that. So That just shows you how she feels about them.
Thank you, Lil Mackie. Lil Mackie said she just tagged me in a post. Erica's lawyers break down how she spent $25 million on her American Express bill. My God. $25 million.
And she's up here being so indignant, talking about I earned it. It was gifted to me. Ma'am, I don't care. It was with stolen money. Stolen. It did not belong to you. It wasn't theirs to even give you. I can't go break into someone's house and steal their vase and then wrap it all nice and pretty and give it to you. And and then when they come asking for it, you hit standing there holding it, and you like, no, it's mine. It was gifted to me.
Right. Yeah, no, Lisa Renner recommended Erica's business lawyer is, I mean, business manager is Erica's business manager. It goes into detail about everything, child. I think that would make me sick. I don't even know if I want to see how somebody pisses away $25 million. I just think it would make me sick. I ain't even gonna lie, y'all. I think it would make me sick to my stomach.
And I'm sorry, I believe Tom knows exactly where that 80 million is. I believe he divvied up that 80 million and he spread it out all over the place.
Let me say this. See, here's the thing. You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. Either you want me to believe that Tom Girardi was so savvy of a businessman and so smart of a businessman that he earned all of this money and did all of these great things, or you want me to believe that he was so reckless and stupid with the money that he did not save any of it, he didn't diversify any of it, that he just, because here's what you're not gonna make me believe. You are not gonna, now, as much as he spent on Erica, he wasn't that pussy whooped that he gave all of Erica his money and now he just bankrupt from taking care of Erica. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. He lived good too. And listen, we all know that folks that know about money, they know what to do with their money. Tom has been rich. Tom has been rich for 4 decades. He not new to this.
To quote Sutton, you can't be both smart and blissful.
Right. To quote, right, exactly. So you can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. You're not going to be able to convince me that he was so smart on one area but so stupid in the other area. You can't have it both ways. You can't. So that money, now I'm not saying it's a lot of it. It might only be a couple of $1 million, which I know for us, I'll take it. But for them, that ain't shit. But it may not be a whole lot of it, but I refuse to believe it's all gone. And I believe Erica knows where it is, and I believe Tom's brother knows where it is, because Tom's brother all of a sudden now he's his caretaker. I believe that, again, I told y'all, I believe there was a whole conversation had before Erica orchestrated her divorce.
I really wish the judge would push for an official evaluation to prove dementia or Alzheimer's. I really wish
they will eventually. They will. I refuse it. I don't believe that they're just gonna take Tom's word for it that he's lost his mind. No, I think they will.
Another thing,
she earned it laying on her back. Well,
Ronald mentioned also, a month before he even went and did the whole conservatorship, he was doing interviews. And I don't know if you saw Kempire's live where he went through the Girardi Keith's office auction.
Yeah.
He had actually saw a plaque that Tom received in 2020. I think Legend Award or something like that.
Yeah.
So he was cognizant enough, not saying someone with dementia can't go out to public events, but if he was at a public event with dementia and he ain't had no assistant, he was just fine. Everybody's chatting it up with him. No one didn't see him behaving oddly or speaking oddly. I mean, come on. I just really think the judge should really press for an official evaluation, because again, the man went on his own terms and quickly got a dementia sticker and put his brother as his conservator.
Yeah, no, I believe they will. They're going to question that. They're not going to just take his word for it. No, they're not. I just think they haven't gotten that far in the proceedings yet. And I really feel like, and that's something else that Ronald Richards said, was if Erica would have at least, and her legal team would have acted like they were trying. Would have acted like they were trying. Like, okay, I only have $150,000 in my account, but take 75,000 of it and put it towards, like, if they were even trying. But the fact that Erica is fighting them every step of the way, again, that doesn't make her, because where's the anger?
It makes her look like a co-conspirator. It makes it look like she was pressing Tom to get more money.
Because where's the anger? There is no anger. She's not angry at him at all.
I would have been pissed if my husband put me in that position.
She showed more anger towards Garcelle than she has towards Tom throughout this whole thing.
And that's why people can't sympathize with her. She's mad at Bravo producers because they're quote unquote editing her a certain way. To me, she's been getting a great edit because again,
I was getting ready to
they've been
say, I
running.
don't know how you complaining about the edit. You've gotten a great edit, ma'am.
They've been running your distraught, distressed, imprisoned wife.
Exactly.
Story. They've been running Tom is this tyrant with dementia story. They've been running that. You can't get mad at them because we aren't buying it.
I think she's been getting, matter of fact, she's been getting a better edit than she should be getting. Yeah, that's little baby up here. Yeah, she's been getting a great edit. And on top of the fact that she's been getting a great edit, Erica really should not have been on the show. She just shouldn't have been on the show.
She contradicted herself so much. And again, the lawyers have already subpoenaed the edited and unedited footage. And they're going to go through line by line. You said X, Y, and Z here. So why did you say this here? It's going
to they're turning over footage that we didn't see. So they're editing it a certain way. But listen, there's stuff that we don't know what was said.
Right.
There's footage that we haven't seen that may not make Erica look too good.
Listen,
thank you, Old Street. Old Street says she misses our reviews together. Oh, thank you, boo.
Listen, even if we want to talk about the fact that she downgraded to a $9,000 a month house, come on.
We talked about that.
Come on, like, do you know what I can buy with $9,000 a month in a house down here?
Right, that don't add utilities. The fact that she showed up with a brand new 2021 Range Rover, ma'am. Like, I'm supposed to feel bad because you left the Lamborghini but bought a brand new Range Rover. Like, come on. Like, again,
you didn't go pick up no used Camry.
Listen,
I'm telling you, I would have been a hoopy playing around. Y'all laugh. She would have been like a 1999 something.
Certified pre-owned.
Exactly.
They could know. Bravo has said that they're cooperating, so whatever footage they ask for, they'll turn over. If they want footage from 3 years ago, they'll turn it over.
Yeah, they can go all the way back to her beginnings on this show and analyze all the footage.
I believe her legal team probably did tell her to sit this seat. I don't believe there's no lawyer that I believe ever told her, just like Jen Shaw's lawyers told her to stop filming and she refused to do it.
I even think they told her to cool it on IG and she refused to do it also. Because Jen Shaw trying to play like she's a victim. No, ma'am, you are the shark in this one.
Oh, listen, if there's any wiggle room for Erica, as far as what she knew and what she didn't know, it ain't no wiggle room for Jen.
None.
Yeah.
None.
Yeah.
Nah, you going
under the jail.
You are going under the jail. So yeah, y'all. Well, we'll see next week when it looks like Dorit and Garcelle get into it, and I'm here for it. I'm here for Dorito getting cussed all the way out.
I just want to know who put the battery in her back to think that was, because I don't like, part of me feels that she did it thinking that Garcelle was going to back down to not, be the angry black woman, but who put the battery in your back this upcoming week? Because you should have one in your back this week. Like, I'm confused and concerned.
I don't know, because what happened was Dorit went home after Sutton said, "You threw me under the bus." Dorit went home and was like, "How am I going to spend this? Because I know it's going to make me look bad. So who do I blame? Oh, I'm going to blame Garcelle." Because, again, they know that Erica is already still mad at Garcelle. They know that Erica already got a problem with Garcelle. So it's, we're just going to throw it all at Garcelle. And Garcelle was like, "Not today. Not tonight."
All right.
Probably Lisa Rinna. Lisa probably did put a battery in her back because that's what Lisa does. That's what Lisa does.
Not Lisa. Lisa's supposed to be the real one. She's supposed to be the queen of own it, not her.
When she turned to Sutton and told Sutton to own it, I said, "Are you serious right now? Like you are literally looking past Erica to tell Sutton to own it. Are you serious right now?" Ooh, Lisa Rinna gets on my nerves. Listen, for $9,000, I could listen. I'm not even gonna tell y'all how many months. I mean, it's not a full year of my mortgage, but it's close to a whole year of my damn mortgage. It ain't a full year, but it'll get me close. Ciao. Anyway, any final words about this week's episode? Anything y'all want to share? Add? I know we were kind of all over the place, but this episode was basically 98% about Erica and them confronting Erica and Sutton and Garcelle being the MVP. So I know we were kind of all over the place with it, but anything y'all want to add that we didn't really talk on and all of that?
I just want to say it was a fantastic episode.
I love Sutton. I love that she took notes.
Listen, wait a minute. Type notes. Did y'all see that they were typing?
Yes.
Sutton said, "I got time today." She had typed notes.
I love that Sutton shot the 3. It missed the basket, but Garcelle was in the paint to get the alley-oop. And
what's up, Face?
And they ran that triangle offense on Dorit. I'm here for it. I'm here for next week.
Oh, I'm here for next week, y'all. I'm so here for next week. All right, y'all. We're getting ready to get out of here. I want to thank y'all and Lil Baby for being here. Hopefully next week Josiah can join us.
Hopefully.
Make sure that y'all are hitting that like button. If you are not subscribed, we got 65 people in the room. If y'all ain't subscribed, and listen, y'all double check y'all. Make sure that y'all are still subscribed. Thank you, Dominique. We got a new member in the house. Hey, welcome to the tribe. Everybody, welcome Dominique to the tribe, you guys. Y'all double check that y'all notifications are on because I've noticed that YouTube be playing games. So y'all make sure that y'all are still subscribed and make sure that y'all have hit that notification bell, please. And thank you. And I will see y'all later. Peace.
Hi, everybody.
Good night, all.
Dorit was worried about Erica. Well, we know Dorit. Yeah, that's gonna be the Dorit storyline next season. Is her lawsuits. Hello. They all owe back to taxes.
Yeah, they in tax problems now.
Well, we know that Mauricio got lawsuits.
And that's what I'm waiting. I'm waiting for that to come out.
We're gonna wait and see how all of that play out. All right, y'all. I'm out.
All right, bye.